Leaning on its decades-long legacy of sports car manufacturing, Porsche imbues each of its vehicles, including the 2024 Cayenne, with a fun-to-drive nature that's hard for rivals to match. And while this 2024 model year isn't a clean sheet redesign, as its underlying structure and components carry over from its third generation, it's more than the usual mid-cycle refresh. The time has come yet again for BMW to update its tried-and-true original SUV for 2024. It may not be as fun to drive as the Porsche Cayenne, nor as effortlessly smooth as the Genesis GV80, but the 2024 X5 blends traits from both of those to create an agreeable and luxurious middle ground. From the outset, it's clear that the X5 is going for broad appeal. And because it can be tricky to tell which one is better, in this video we'll compare both SUVs' designs inside and out, pricing and how they drive. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. Even before the announcement, it was clear that the X5 would have gotten a substantial change all around. At the front, the new headlights are slimmer with arrow-shaped DRL indicators. The lower section of the fascia now features a more prominent bumper with chrome trim matching the shape of the air intakes on the sides. The situation didn't change much at the side profile. The refreshed model has the same overall profile and lines, and dependent on the trim level, there will be new wheel designs, as well as different trim for the front fenders and the side skirts. Same goes for the back. The overall shape remains unchanged, though the taillights now get fiber optic lights in a new X-shaped motif with a more visible 3D effect. Everything else seems to be carried over from the pre-facelift model without tweaks. Exterior differences between the 2023 model and its replacements are slight, as is often the case with Porsche. The tweaked front fascia incorporates a new look with a reworked front with larger air intakes, more prominent fenders, and a subtle hood bulge. The front headlights have also been redesigned to emphasize the car's width. The side profile remains unchanged and is characterized by a sweeping roofline that slopes gently towards the rear, creating a coupe-like silhouette. Out back, thin, full-width LED stripes comprise the taillights, which have an exposed three-dimensional appearance for more visual interest. And the regular 2024 Cayenne moves the license plate from the hatch to a reshaped rear bumper that integrates exhaust outlets and diffuser elements, further emphasizing its sporty character. Overall, both SUVs are very good looking in their own rights, but if I had to choose, the X5's boxier look wins it for me, even if by a very slim margin. Jumping inside, the cabin is where most of the significant changes are happening. The steering wheel is new, and we also notice a different dashboard as a result of the new dual-screen layout. The seat design, meanwhile, stays untouched. The cabin is lined with high-quality materials, and depending on the options chosen, a long list of luxury features. Massaging seats, soft closed doors, acoustic glass, a leather dashboard, and heated front armrests and steering wheel can make the X5 feel like a high-end luxury SUV, but adds a lot of cost to the bottom line. As for infotainment, you are faced with a curved wall of display screens that span 2/3 of the dashboard. A 12.3-inch GAU display and a larger 14.9-inch touchscreen provides access to BMW's iDrive interface. The X5 originally launched with iDrive 8, but will be updated to iDrive 8.5. Users can also control the system via a rotary knob on the center console. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are both standard, as is wireless charging and a 5G Wi-Fi hotspot. As for Porsche, if you spend time in a Porsche Taycan, then you will feel right at home in the Cayenne. Nearly everything you see and touch is new, except the twin grab handles on the center console. The instrument panel is now all digital and includes 7 design options. That includes a traditional 5-gauge layout, but the information presented isn't further customizable. The new climate controls are clearly a response to complaints about Porsche's previous layouts. The new concept is a neat row of physical toggles bordered above and below by touch-sensitive icons, which makes it far easier to use without looking. It also does without the Taycan's ridiculous touchscreen-controlled air vents. One thing, however, is because they needed to make room for that neat array of climate controls on the center console, the old shift knob was removed in favor of the Taycan's dash-mounted toggle shifter. Overall, both the quality and seating position of the Cayenne are superior to that of the X5. As for infotainment, the 12.3-inch touchscreen features the latest Porsche communication management system that's more colorful than the previous gen, with icons easier to differentiate at a glance. The screen in front of the passenger does all the same things that the center screen does, with the ability to watch streaming video content during a drive. As for passenger and cargo space, the X5 seats are soft with solid bolstering and plenty of space in every direction for the front passengers. Climb into the second row and you will be just as comfortable as the front, with plenty of head and leg room, plus you get heated seats too. The suspension provides a smooth ride without sacrificing body control, for subjecting passengers to floaty motions. As for cargo space, it boasts the second best cargo space in the class with a healthy 33.9 cubic feet. With the second row folded, you get 72.3 cubes. As for Porsche, most of the controls are within reach thanks to a wide range of adjustability in the driver's seat. Getting in and out is easy, and both driver and front passenger enjoy ample head and legroom. Rear passengers will be comfortable as well, since there is plenty of space even behind tall drivers, and it provides similar space to that of the X5. As for cargo space, it boasts a healthy 27.2 cubic feet. With all the seats down, you get 60.3 cubes. When it comes to pricing, to get a 2024 X5, you will be paying a premium. The base S-Drive 40i model starts at $66,200, which is almost $3,500 more than the base Mercedes GLE. Next is the plug-in hybrid X-Drive 50e at around $73,500 and M6 Ti at $90,300. If you want the M competition, then you will have to shell out over $120,000. As for Porsche, the base Cayenne starts at $80,900 and comes standard with all-wheel drive, LED headlights and taillights, and 20-inch alloy wheels. The Cayenne e-Hybrid is $93,400, or if you want the most performance out of your Porsche, then the Cayenne S with its twin-turbo V8 is the one for you at $97,400. When it comes to performance and handling, while the twin-turbocharged V8 and the X-Drive 50i is the best when it comes to pure power, the reality is that it will represent a very modest number of X5 sales. The 6-cylinder X-Drive 40i is the volume model, and it's all you'll ever need. This is as good as the V8, but with none of its excess. Power from the 3-liter turbo is ample. The X5 and its standard 8-speed automatic uses what's available well, taking a reasonable 5.3 seconds to hit 60 miles per hour. Low and mid-range torque are particularly impressive, and while it doesn't feel all that happy at high engine speeds, it at least sounds good. This 6-cylinder is all too willing to sing under heavy throttle, but it mostly shuts up in everyday conditions. Like road and wind noise, the X5 doesn't allow the 3-liter song to get into the cabin unless its driver is really on the throttle. And you know what? With one less layer of technology in the way, the X5 is kind of fun to toss around. It's not as plainly agile as a Porsche Cayenne, but BMW's poise and handling polish are on full display in the X5. Roll is predictable and controlled, there is even some useful feedback through the chassis, it feels incredibly balanced and willing to rotate if you push it. As for Porsche, the best powertrain is the e-hybrid model, which gets the updated V6 plus a more powerful electric motor for a total system output of 463 horsepower, up from 455. It hits 60 miles per hour in 4.7 seconds. The bigger news, however, is the battery, which significantly expands from 17.9 kilowatt-hours up to 25.9. EPA electric-only range estimates are not available, but you can expect up to 40 miles on a full battery. That would be a massive improvement over the previous 17 miles. Either way, there is a new, more powerful 11 kilowatt AC charger on board, which can get the battery to full in 2.5 hours. Acceleration from the e-hybrid is unsurprisingly quiet and smooth when driving using the all-electric range. Different hybrid power source combinations automatically pop up in the touchscreen when you operate the steering wheel rotary drive mode knob, including hold that saves battery charge for later in the drive, and charge that uses the engine to top up the battery. One thing to remember is that the e-hybrid isn't just the eco choice. It may be a hair slower to 60 and lack that signature V8 growl, but it's absolutely a performance-oriented powertrain. It is a pleasure to push around on mountain roads, with the electric motor eager to provide massive torque as the engine spools into action with a nice exhaust note. So, which one should you choose? Well, I think it's rather simple. If you appreciate the drive and engagement above all else, then the Cayenne is the one for you. But if all you care about is luxury and you want to save some money in the process, then the X5 is a great choice.